And
We're live.
there we go. You want to do the intro?
Okay.
You can do the
You know
intro.
what? Why don't you do it? It's your show.
No, we can handle
Make me
it.
look good though.
Okay, welcome to the intro.
Okay.
Okay, we are live here on Conversations with the Katzes. This is our third episode here on Quake RYC Praise News. This is where music is therapy. You can kind of see that in the background there. We're honored and with the pleasure here to sit down with, I will butcher his name after 20 years.
It's okay. You can do it, Jason.
Mike Krcmarik.
Yes, there we go. There we go. You got it right.
I got it right.
When the lights were on, he came through.
23 years. Going. So this is a conversation with a longtime friend.
Yeah, I know. Wow. So it's great to see you guys back from the old NIU days. Go Huskies. Of course, they still don't have a good basketball team. They haven't since we were there.
Well, you were on the team, right?
I was a towel boy.
You were. I thought you were the center.
No, I was. No, I don't have those athletic genes.
I have jeans and they're blue, and that's all I got.
Well, at least you got something.
So.
Yeah.
So I have a funny story to tell from the blast from the past.
Okay, so we're starting off with stories.
So,
See you guys. I'm out.
This is just funny, and it's an odd story, but so I was getting ready one day, and he's like, "Have you seen my pants? Have you seen my jeans?" And I said, "They should be in the closet. I washed them." He's like, "They're not here," and I said, "I don't know." He's like, "Are you sure they're not in yours?" I'm like, "Why would it be in mine? My closet." So anyway, moral of the story was, I went when I was out and after classes checked, and I had his pants on.
Oh.
He goes,
okay.
Yeah. He goes,
well, the other day I had my shirt on backwards, unbeknownst to me. So it was a good thing I wasn't outdoors in public.
So the joke he always says, he goes, she wears the pants in this relationship.
Well,
no, Jason, that's not right. The man never wears the pants.
Yeah, I'm in charge. I'm in charge of this relationship. I do what I want when I want, how she wants it.
You can think that
whatever she says goes. I mean, but
absolutely. You just stay quiet.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm going to keep quiet.
No.
This is the most talkative she's been on a show, and ask Orlando.
That is great.
I think Judy? No.
Nope. So, but we'll reverse the role here a little bit on here.
Okay.
We'll let you ask the questions, or if you have questions for us.
Well,
to do that.
20 years worth of questions. No,
try to keep it at 5 hours. So
no, just I followed you guys on Facebook. I've listened to some of the radio.
Awesome.
And I know you've had your struggles throughout the years with, I believe, homelessness. I think if I'm not right or wrong. And somebody stole your accessible van.
Well, it wasn't really stolen.
They didn't steal it. They repoed it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we didn't.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Crazy people.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are in Galesburg now, right?
Kind of.
That's our home base.
Okay.
We're in North Carolina right now on a job assignment.
Okay.
I was on a job assignment.
Okay.
Yeah. She's traveling as a med tech.
Okay.
Technologist.
Okay.
So we're out here in beautiful, warm, and now kind of chilly North Carolina. So.
No, you're in North Carolina now?
Yeah, we have a home in Illinois still.
Yeah. Holy cow, I didn't know that. I thought we were broadcasting from Galesburg.
Nope.
No.
Wow. North Carolina.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tar Heel.
We got out of Illinois quick. No.
Oh, Illinois is terrible.
Yeah.
Illinois is awful. I don't want this to turn political, but the taxes here, insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just insane.
Yeah.
And we're also the abortion capital of the Midwest, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But
What are the questions you got for us?
let's see.
You got 20 years.
Wow. Well, let's start day one. But
1997.
no, yeah, it was about. I think I met you guys in '98. Maybe no, because '97 I was still in high school.
I started 2000.
Okay, I definitely met you somewhere around there.
Yeah, but I started in 99.
Okay, because I started in '98. I'm old.
You're younger than I am because I
Well,
started.
it's okay. That's okay.
I was there when I was 30. So
You look better than I do, so you know.
Well, she always looks better than us.
Well, we all know that.
Yeah. There's one good-looking one in the group.
Yeah. Well, at least you get to be next to the good-looking one. So
Yeah, that's how God works.
He is mysterious.
yes. I still remember to this day when you guys used to joke about how we were getting you to our house for our wedding.
I was at the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the story was we were gonna put a scooter behind one of those dollies that go behind. We were gonna put it behind the.
I was hoping to catch the wedding bouquet.
Yeah, that was an interesting time with the fact that we had the wedding in the basement, which is kind of odd when you think about two people that have mobility issues, and we had a wedding in the basement.
Well,
Thoughtful were we?
but look, 20 years later, 20-some years later, you're still together. Who cares where you got married?
Yeah, but I'm just the thought of
I know.
People with mobility issues down a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
I did that, and that was strictly because I finally got back up on my feet, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something about your taking steps a while back. And so congratulations on that.
Yeah. It's odd when you've seen the before and then you knew us before that. Like, I showed people pictures of our wedding picture of her standing like. She can stand?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, she can stand.
Just started walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I had said that I was going to walk on my wedding. So.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I think you're probably one of the only people we talked to that were at our wedding left, besides your parents.
Yeah.
My parents had passed. My brother.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, you didn't. I don't think you did anything with it. No,
no. Well, my dad's not doing too well health-wise. So.
Yeah. So my dad passed away in 2003, so it's coming up in June.
Wow.
In June, it'll be 20 years.
Wow.
My mom died 5 years later, so it was 2008.
I'm pretty sure I met your dad at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was a character.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he liked
in
it.
A good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
So what have you been up to, Mike?
So what have I been up to? Okay, I graduated. We know I graduated in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
I had my degree in family and child studies. And let me just say this to any kids listening out there who may be college graduates: major in something that will get you steady employment. Because
Amen.
I did substitute teaching for a couple of years. I came back out to the area to DeKalb. I actually lived on Lincoln Highway.
Okay.
If you guys still know where Gideon Court apartments are, that's Section 8 housing. I used to live there. I lived there for about 2 years, and it was great because my place was actually supposed to be for families, the apartment, but it was just me, so it was comfortable. And then I moved back home that's a long story. I won't bore you listeners, but I've been pretty much hoping to get back out on my own here soon. I'm sure my mom doesn't want me to get out from under her roof, but it's been a long story, lots of struggle. I had issues with depression. I don't know how you feel about people taking meds, but I take some meds that really help. And let me just encourage any listeners out there who may be going through mental struggles. It's perfectly fine to ask for help.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly fine to ask for help. It doesn't make you a weak person at all. And so I went in 2008. We were living in where I grew up in North Riverside, Illinois. I don't know if you've ever heard of the area, but it's right by the Brookfield Zoo.
Okay.
If you've ever been to the Brookfield Zoo, which I worked there for a summer or two during high school. Well, we had a really bad flood at our house about 2008 or maybe early 2009 from one of the big hurricanes. It was just runoffs that came up to Illinois. Okay. Totally flooded our basement. So we picked up and moved. We're in Aurora right now, and I think my aunt's going to stay out here for the duration of her life because we live in a one floor house. Just because my dad can't really do stairs anymore because he broke his hip a couple of years ago, and he's never really been able to get a true sense of balance back. So he uses a walker. I use my rollator. It just happened. It just happened where I don't know what exactly happened to make me need to use the walker, but I don't know. My balance just got kind of askew sometimes. So we just decided better safe than sorry. So
absolutely,
I've been using this. I wish I could pick it up and hold it on. It's nice. It's a really nice thing for me to do when I day to day. I just try to. Oh yeah, one other thing. I would much rather be working full time if I had my choice. But right now I'm collecting SSI or SSDI from the government.
Okay.
I don't know which one. I think it's SSDI. And working with SSDI is really a difficult thing to do because what they'll do, they give you a certain amount of money as a threshold that you can make per month. And then if you go over that amount, they start cutting it in half, your benefits. So that stinks. So I'm kind of really stuck in kind of a gray pattern right now, but I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay financially. I have building up my nest egg. So it's going well. And let's see, I've been in the online dating world, but that's a whole nother can of fish.
I'm so glad we're not single.
Yeah.
You won't let me have a girlfriend. And I think
God.
Apparently.
Oh, what some women will do. No, but
somebody asked me once, do you have a girlfriend? I'm like, no. They're like, why?
Nah.
Let me have one.
You should say it's worse. I got a wife.
Oh, I wouldn't say worse. I mean, she's
no, this is a joke. That's just you.
We're on camera, and I'll wait till ever off camera before I smack you.
No, it's all right. You got really good beard work in there, Jason.
You like that?
See, I have to shave twice a week because I don't know why. Because if I grow hair on my face for a long period of time, my skin starts to get blotchy, and it's just weird. So I shave twice a week, as you can see. Well,
At least you didn't say that I had a good beard, girl.
Yeah.
No.
You compliment a woman on her beard one time. She sounds
even if you did, I wouldn't say anything.
Good gentleman you are.
Yeah.
You are.
So that's me in a nutshell, basically. So I've had my struggles over the years, as we all have. And I've kept up with you guys and your. Sorry, haven't been more interactive on Facebook. It's just sometimes, but I'm always reading your posts and doing all that.
It's okay to be a stalker. That's okay.
No, in a good way.
I know you've seen it. I know you're watching, and we appreciate it. And know that you still want to talk to us.
Yeah, yeah. It's you guys are great.
Yeah.
I remember the days of meeting in Neptune Central.
Yeah.
We still talk about the taking the water fountain out with your scooter.
Oh, that you want me to tell that story?
Yes.
This was great. This was great. And it's good because I have a bottle of water right here. but, so when I was freshman in '98, it was my first semester there. I had a class in DuSable Hall, and there's a water fountain down one of the hallways of DuSable Hall, and so I parked my motorized scooter. Like, let's say the fountain is right here. I was about here, and what happened was I kept my school bag in between my feet on the motor, the scooter. So I bent down and picked the bag straight up one day, and the strap hooked onto the forward button of my scooter. And I always keep it at full speed because that's the only way to really get anywhere. So I'm like, oh God. So I'm like, oh God. So, and I just sped up and it was right towards the fountain. And I knew I was going to hit it. So I was like, oh my God. So I nailed the thing. Just head on. It was like a sonic boom. So then I'm like, oh God. I'm like, okay, nobody heard that. I'm like, so that's why I hope nobody heard that. But I'm like, okay, just get your composure back. So I'm like, okay, my scooter wasn't damaged, so I went into reverse, and I reversed it a little bit, and all of a sudden I hear this like creaking noise. The fountain detached itself from the wall and fell in the middle of the hallway. So. This was, I believe it was between classes. So I don't think, so I'm like, oh my God, I'm just standing there in terror. I'm like, what do I do? And so I'm like, well, maybe water's not coming out of the fountain. So maybe it's okay. So I peered under, and this little trickle of water was falling out. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what do I do? So hopefully this doesn't reflect badly on my dad, but I said, what would my dad do in this situation? And then I'm like, I gotta get out of here. so I took off. I left. I believe this was on a Friday. And then that Monday, I swear to God, a brand new fountain was right there. So that fountain is only there because of me.
You should have autographed it.
I should have.
Oh, no. Where you couldn't find the exit, so you took your scooter down the flight of stairs?
No, what happened was the water fountain fell, and I'm like, I got to get to an elevator. So I went to the closest elevator. I was pressing it madly, and I was able to get out. But like I said, that next Monday, a new fountain was there magically. So
yeah, I'm glad you didn't get jail time for that. And
no,
it's a
not even a fine.
Yeah, it's a story kind of stuck in our head. It's like we were thinking about you, and we were thinking about Mike, and like, they think about a water fountain.
Yeah, so that's the story that I tell everybody.
Yeah, because when I see a water fountain, sometimes
yeah.
Where did that come from? Man, it's been 20 years.
I wonder what they did with the old one. It's probably in a landfill somewhere.
Yeah.
But,
so you're in Aurora now?
Yes.
Aurora.
Which is, for those who may be listening downstate, it's about 45 minutes west of Chicago.
Yeah, off of 88.
Yeah, right. I'm not good with directions, but yeah, right around Eola Road. I don't know if you have any recollection, but right around there. Okay. So, and it's the second biggest city in the state behind Chicago. So we have everything here.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool. I like being out here a lot, and if you remember, I have a huge family, and some of them are local in the Aurora area. So
that's awesome.
We get together, and then my nieces and nephews that weren't even born the last time I talked to you guys, they're now in college and doing their thing.
Yeah.
They love their Uncle Mike, though. I'm always the favorite.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course you're the favorite. You're like, I mean,
It's because of these looks, Jason.
the looks. Yeah, you don't you even still have all your hair.
No, I'm actually thinning out on top here. You can't really
You see mine? You see mine?
You get
Yeah.
You got like you got the George Costanza thing going. Yeah, but yeah, so that's kind of me in a very small nutshell over the last 20 years.
So 20 minutes to go through 20 years. Just kidding. They said it was 20.
Well, I wound up going on disability in 2014 until 2016.
Okay.
18. It was 4 years, so 18.
Yeah, 18.
And I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to milk the government, but
No.
Well, I'm gonna double back to your statement about what the degree you got in.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Mine's sociology.
Yeah, you can't do anything. You can't do anything.
What is it? It's a BS.
Sociology, nothing. It means nothing.
Yeah, it's a BS degree, and that's what it stands for. BS. I mean, I got a degree.
Communications means nothing. Never major in communications. Never major in sociology. Just stay away from the liberal arts. It's
liberal in general, but we'll leave that alone. That's another whole.
Yeah, I know.
Once we're liberal, now she's gonna kick me off the show soon. But yeah, so I understand that concept of the schooling. It's like I got a degree.
Well, I got the biochem degree, and I'm still doing the same job as my associate's degree. So,
Judy, that is an awesome degree to have.
But I'm doing the same job I was doing as a MT or MLT. That I'm doing the same job I did as with an associate's degree.
Yeah,
but I'm $3,000 in debt for the same pay.
But you met me,
which I lucked out on.
I got a business degree, so I guess that was
MRS. I got sisters who have 7 of those. So
it's like I have an alphabet behind my name: AAS, AS, BS, and MRS.
MRS is in front.
Great. The MRS is the most important.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions, I know you guys are a faith-based radio station.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we ever got into that so much at NIU.
Oh, no.
No.
I was an atheist at the time.
Oh, yeah, I could, because it's okay, though. You saw the way.
And I appreciate, as odd as it sounds, you showing, as I see it now, is like a Christ-like love for the unbelievers. You don't get that.
That's who we're supposed to minister to, is the.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. Because I don't get. I mean, a lot of folks when I was in that time frame that were in the faith, like, you're going to hell. I don't believe in it. I'm going to a place I don't believe.
Sure.
But you went past that and saw me for the person I was.
Yeah, I don't care what your faith is. Yeah. I don't even care if you're an atheist. My main job is to love you like I would any other person.
Amen.
Of any faith or non-faith or combination of faith.
Yeah, and you showed it, and examples like that. I mean, unfortunately, I apologize. It took 20 years to say that to you.
No,
but it was appreciated at the time. No
problem, Jason. No problem. You're. I mean, if you guys, let's say you guys were in our family, you'd be just one of the members.
Yeah.
Then, trust me, some of my siblings just have gone off the religion path, trail, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But we love them anyway.
Like, I went to church all the way through my sophomore year of college, and I got out on my own, and I got more church hurt, and what I gathered from church was, you better be perfect, because if you're not, then God will punish you.
That's not.
And it's not. I know that now, but
that is what you'll get from a lot of non-denominational groups. You'll get that, do this or you're going to hell, and that's that. And I'm not saying God doesn't punish people, because of course He does, and they know who they are. They know what they'll get, and they don't care. So, But as for myself, I'm born and raised Catholic. I don't know if you guys have a lot of Catholics on your show, but yeah,
We're okay with it.
most people say, "Oh, you're a Catholic." You know what their mind is eventually is automatically go to priests molesting kids, and just perversion and stupid. And 99% of Catholic priests, 99.9%, are great, are peace loving people, and we just get painted with that brush unfairly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that didn't exist, because it does exist.
Yeah.
But, because my faith has been really important to me, really emphasized because I have a huge family. I have 12 siblings, and I was the only one of the 13 of us who never went to any kind of private school. Because of my disability, I had to stay in the public school system because I needed therapy, and just other things, occupational therapy and all that. So I went K through college graduation, all public, and but most of my siblings, excuse me, in fact, all my siblings went kindergarten through high school at Catholic schools. So I'm not the most knowledgeable. I mean, I know I'm not the fountain of knowledge that my mom is when it comes to Catholicism, but my mom is a Catholic through the roof. you want to talk about a strict Catholic? She's in church almost every day, just helping out. But she knows anything. If you want to know anything about the Catholic faith, come to my mom. She knows it all. It's crazy. She's like an encyclopedia. But I mean, one of the things I think that makes Catholicism unique, and I'm not saying it's bad that you're not a Catholic, but, and my mom would say this too, the Catholics have something, and I'm going to say this, but I really hope you don't get insulted, because that's not my intention. If you were to ask me as a Christian, I would say Catholicism is the closest. What do I want to say? I think Catholicism is the true church, and let me. It's not bad that you're not Catholic. Not at all. That's not me. I don't judge. So we have basically the Pope system in the Catholic Church started with Saint Peter. Saint Peter is actually considered the first Pope. So we go all the way back to the time of Jesus. We say Jesus was the first. Well, Jesus was the first Christian, but I think, and we also see, because a lot of Protestant denominations have the Bible as their foundation, which we do too. But what people don't realize about Catholicism and what makes it unique is the biggest thing about being Catholic is what's called the Eucharist. And what that means, you might know what that means, but when we on Sundays, when the priest prays over the wine and the bread, we believe that what we're about to ingest is Christ in the physical form. We're basically eating the body of Christ. So when the priest will say body of Christ, that's what you're ingesting. And when the wine is blessed, that becomes Jesus' blood. So you're actually ingesting the actual blood. I know it's hard for a lot of people to believe, but it's a cornerstone of our faith. And I mean, I'm proud to be Catholic. I believe in Catholic faith. No religion is perfect. No religion is perfect. We have our share of scumbags too. But I'm proud to be a Catholic. You can learn. I mean, even I, because I didn't go through formal Catholic education, even I am still learning about the faith. Whereas my siblings would be able to tell you a lot more than I could. which is kind of bad because I want to tell your listeners more, but I'm not 100% knowledgeable on everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, don't think this is the wrong way. I do work with a couple. Well, I know two people that are actually Catholic priests.
Okay.
One of my old coworkers, my old bosses, when I worked at the casino, he's actually a priest in the Quad Cities.
Okay.
It's okay. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But the other one is actually a band they were out of Indiana. Now they're in North Carolina. They're called Cool Hip Priest.
That is cool.
She's cool and hip.
Okay.
And they do heavy metal. And I don't remember what.
Wow.
Of Catholicism.
Catholics doing heavy metal.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Awesome folks.
Not sure. Interesting. Catholic heavy metal.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear.
I will send you something.
Okay.
He has another band that he just started. It's I don't remember the name of it, but it's more of a country. I think it's country sound. But Cool Hip Priest. So, I mean, you picture the mohawk kind of thing going, that rocker style look.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm a priest. He's literally.
He wears the collar.
He wears the collar. Cool Hip Priest, and she's got piercings and mohawk. And,
wow.
And she's tattoos. I mean, they're just, and I'm like, they are cool and hip. And then he's just the priest.
But I love to watch a lot of past biblical classic movies. Such this I want to recommend to your listeners, not because I'm Catholic, because this is just for Christians. I think the best movie or film of any kind that was made about the life of Jesus, not the Passion of the Christ. It was a miniseries on TV in 1977. It's called Jesus of Nazareth. You can watch it on YouTube. It's about 6.5 hours. It does an amazing job of covering everything about Christ from birth to the resurrection. And so I just recommend. It was, unfortunately, the guy who played Jesus in that movie became addicted to drugs, and it was a whole thing. But he's fine now. But it's an amazing movie, Jesus of Nazareth. Great movie.
Awesome. Yeah, and the faith walk is definitely, like, it's different.
Not a cakewalk.
It's not a faith walk. Ain't no cakewalk.
Oh, I know it's not.
It's so song.
It's not. It's not. We all carry our crosses. I mean, and people say, aren't you kind of? They'll sometimes say, to me, are you kind of bitter about having a disability? But the thing is, what you got to remember is, we all have unique challenges in life, and we all some are in forms of physical disability, some are intellectual difficulties, but we all walk a path. And people with disabilities, I think, have kind of a special mission given to us by God via our disability to go out and do extraordinary things. Not that everybody does extraordinary things, but I kind of think of it more as a badge of honor than like a battle scar, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well, just think of Renette. She can't see, and they drop a handful of silverware, and she can tell you how many forks, how many spoons, and how many knives.
That is crazy.
It's like,
can I tell
in a good way.
Go ahead, finish that.
But no, I don't remember the guy's last name, but Vic, who has no arms and legs.
He's a preacher.
Yeah. He started out as motivational speaker, and now he's a pastor.
And he has no
arms and legs.
I've seen people like that. I've seen a football coach in LA who has he coaches high school football, no arms, no legs. I don't know his name. Their team won the state championship a couple of years ago. Wow. The guy's just amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and with disabilities, you have to learn to do things differently. You have to learn to think outside the box. You have to look ahead. You have to to plan ahead. You have to, you have to do all those things based on your disability.
Yeah.
And,
I will say for me, what my disability, it's my own fault for the most part, but what I always allowed my disability to do was distract and kind of make me avoid social situations. Not like we're doing here, but like, let's say, like in high school, like I never went to dances, I never did any of that, and nobody ever asked me. So, I just let my self-esteem really get affected negatively. So I'm kind of pulling myself out of that now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I got a couple things cooking in the background. So
that not going to dances and stuff has nothing to do with the disabilities.
No, I know.
Yeah, so I'm saying I never went because nobody asked me either. I didn't want to go.
I had a group of friends that were all like socially awkward, so we're like whatever.
Yeah, I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to homecoming. I didn't go to, I don't know, Sadie's something or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Oh, Sadie Hawkins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't even know who she is. Why would I go with her?
Yeah, it's just the girls ask the guys.
And still nobody asked me.
Well, I'm there.
Yeah, but like disability, and what's odd is like when I was in NIU there, it's odd how God kind of put me in that situation with folks. Because I worked in the in the cafeteria. I worked with Amy.
Did you guys know Israel?
Israel. That one I couldn't remember. I'm like, it's an easy name to remember.
Israel lived right next door to me, so he was my next door neighbor.
Yeah, I remember Israel. Yeah,
I don't remember.
Israel. And then
yeah, I remember. Yeah, Israel.
Sarah I think her name was Sarah with blonde hair. Maybe I'm wrong, but she lived on my floor too, and her dog loved me. She let the thing off the leash. It would run down to my room, and I would pet it, and we'd have a grand old time. So, but I'm
Dawn.
I've become more secure in the last couple of years with who I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's still
Dawn and Loho.
It's still kind of a battle, but But I have a great family to fall back on who give me a lot of confidence and support.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah. And we'll kind of use this as not a launching pad, but that's not the right term, but your debut here, because my friend Ted that I was mentioning, I asked you about that show to do.
Yeah. The guy.
I have a disability. I'm disability strong, or you? I think it's the title. I apologize, Ted, if I had that wrong. I'm still trying to memorize the title. But he has a disability. He runs like 4 businesses, and he's part owner of a radio station.
That's awesome.
So I mean, he's we met him before 20 years ago, 2004.
Okay.
So it's almost 20 years since we've met him.
Okay.
And we've kind of stayed in contact. He wants to do the show. I'm like, oh, I know some people.
Yeah,
let's go. And so I'm going to help him kind of work on that. But
and I don't know
levels.
I don't know if you guys ever knew this or I ever told you about this, but in my junior and senior year, on Thursday nights I would go to InterVarsity Christian Fellowship. Okay. I don't know if you were aware of that at the time, but it was an organization I got invited to just go and attend one of their what's the right word, gatherings. And it was just the people there were great. They didn't worship in the exact same way that the Catholics worship. So because we don't really do testimony and that kind of thing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we Catholics have the sacraments, of course, the 7 sacraments. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest difference is Catholics are a lot more formal with our worship. Mm-hmm. We have choirs and stuff, but we don't really have like instruments for the most part.
Yeah.
It's more singing and more vocal. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, I like getting inspired is great. So anyway works.
Yeah, if it leads you to Jesus, that's what's
Yeah.
important. And it says there's nothing wrong with Catholic, there's nothing wrong with Protestant, there's nothing wrong with Presbyterian, Baptist. I'm trying to think of other denominations. There's all kinds. I don't care. And that's what we do. With what we do here is there's so many different denominations. People are like, well, what if they're Catholic, or what if they're this? Jesus. That's my start. And if you're there, that's all I care about.
And that for Catholics, Jesus is the start of the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. He is the first Catholic, and everything after that, the line they call it the chair of St. Peter. All the popes, starting with St. Peter, have been now for 2,000 years. And I know this might freak a lot of your listeners out, but those who aren't listening and take me seriously. But I think we are nearing the end of times. Mm-hmm. I think we're getting close. Probably closer than I'd like to admit. So it's just something to think about, and because the world has never been in a shape in this kind of shape since I've been alive. Mm-hmm. America has totally lost its way, and I'm not trying to get political or anything, but there's not a moral foundation anymore in America.
Oh God, no.
There's and everything. I'm sure you know the woke culture. I'm not a part of that at all. So don't.
I'm awake. That's all I got.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's as long as you're awake.
Not woke.
Okay. No, I'm not woke at all. So, I just think
you should listen to a Tom McDonald song called "What About Woke." Have you heard of Tom McDonald?
No.
I should send you some of his stuff.
Okay.
I will warn you, there are some cuss words in his songs.
He's not Christian.
He's not Christian, but he's on that path.
Oh, come on. Yeah,
that makes sense.
That's fine.
You could see that he's getting that direction.
It's a really good song called Castles.
There's a song called Castles. Yeah, but I will send you some of those.
It's Tim McDonald.
Tom.
Sorry, Tom.
Tom McDonald. I can send you if you don't.
Like send me stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because I don't really know much about the Christian music industry.
Yeah, he's definitely not in the Christian music industry, but he's got Christian folks behind him.
Yeah.
Because he just speaks truth in that way. But he talks about when he's battled addictions and cleaned up from doing alcohol and drugs, and he's clean. That sounds like a story from what a lot of Christians get. They get clean.
And even you see prison ministry even going on and people, because if you're going to be in prison for a long time, and you discover Christ in whatever way you do, that's a powerful thing. Mm-hmm. That's just a powerful thing, and actually, now that it's come to my mind, I'll just say this. A lot of people, like when I pray, I don't do like a formal prayer. I have what's called like an ongoing dialogue with God. Mm-hmm. Like I can just say, God, this is where I am today. Mm-hmm. And this is what I've been doing. So all throughout the day, we kind of have an ongoing conversation. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with formal prayer. It's just I'm not very outside of church. I'm just not very good at it. So,
it's about relationship with God, and it's a conversation.
That's what I do. I just call it an online, not online, but an ongoing dialogue.
Yeah.
So,
and that's how it's kind of supposed to be. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You don't call out to him only when there's a problem. A lot of people do that.
No, you gotta. He's there for the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the hills and the valleys. Oh, that's a song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Somebody wrote that song. Darn it. Gotta write a song. Torn Wells wrote that song.
Hills and Valleys.
Hills and Valleys.
I don't know
if they wrote it.
Well, no. Yeah, like I said, we don't know much about the Christian music. If you want, I can send you a bunch of different kind of music.
Well, I know, I obviously know, I've heard of Jars of Clay, and I listen to some of their songs, and a few others, but I don't know much about Christian. I don't know. Like, if you asked me to name 3 Christian artists, I probably couldn't do it, except for Jars of Clay. That's
I got one.
I can name one. So
The one
it's just
that I grew up with was Amy Grant when I was in high school.
oh yeah, Amy Grant, totally, all the way.
Stephen Chapman? No.
No, Michael
Michael
W.
W.
Smith.
Smith.
Oh yeah.
Michael W. Smith. Oh,
Yeah.
He's still performing.
Yeah, when I was in high school, I had a friend that was very, very Christian.
Yeah.
At our lunch table in high school, just think this one through. We had me, the atheistic Jew.
Okay.
Who was very Christian.
Okay.
Mormon. And that was the core. And then I forgot about Jessica. The Wiccan. She was a Wiccan.
Wow.
Talk about
that is a melting pot.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
That's everything. Oh man, the stories. You should invite those guys onto the show. Those guys would have amazing stories.
They won't talk to me. Rachel won't talk to me. She's Mormon.
Okay.
She won't talk to me because I'm male, and her husband won't let her speak with.
Yeah.
That ended relatively quick.
Okay.
Jessica unfriended me because she's woke.
Okay.
She didn't like my views. Then who's the other the Christian? I don't remember. She was a freshman. I was a senior. I don't remember what her name was.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yes, I would have invited them for a fun talk, but I got blocked by one of them. So
I thought the Wiccan might be open to coming on.
No, she blocked pretty quick.
Okay.
Oh, and it stemmed from, ironically and oddly, the abortion issue. She was very supportive of the abortion. She was. That
is one thing. That is one thing. I don't. This Catholic, the Pope we have now, I don't really like. Pope Francis. He will say things about an issue. He never says this is right and this is wrong. There's always like a gray. There's always one of the foundational Catholic values is absolutely 100% pro-life, birth to death. So no assisted suicide or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And life starts at the moment of conception, when sperm fertilizes egg. And it's actually true because if you're in biology, when sperm fertilizes egg, something has just been created, something new that's never going to go back and be the same. And we grow from there. We grow from the sperm and the egg.
Yeah.
And 10 months later, out we come. Yeah. And people say, well, we're not, that life isn't viable. You'll hear the word viable. That's not a living, breathing human being. But it doesn't matter if you're killing life 6 seconds after it starts or 6 months. Mm-hmm. A life is a life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to get up on my soapbox and go nuts, but that's one of the founding things that actually most Catholics now, if you ask them, are pro-choice, which I don't like. That kind of. I mean, pro-choice people are fine. My sister's pro-choice. She's, and I have other pro-choice families. That's fine, but not for me.
Yeah, and see, I used to say it's viable. In my atheistic days, I used to have that. I'm like, well, we can't survive outside the womb at a particular point. How can it be considered, the life, whatever? I'm like, as I learned more and more, there's kids that were born earlier and earlier that have survived.
I was born at 30 weeks, so I did pretty well when I was born. I think my disability, this is what my mom thinks, stems from actually horrible hospital care after I was born, because what happened was I was in the NICU, and at 3 weeks of age. I was only 3 weeks, so I can't tell you personally, but my oxygen levels just fell, which led to a brain bleed, which led to where I am now with the CP, the cerebral palsy. So, but I wasn't born with any outward or inward signs of disability. So I think the hospital did drop the ball.
Oh,
But, yeah, but I don't care. So
yeah. And then also with the abortion topic always comes up, adoption, abortion, and adoption. And
and this is where I have an issue with things. It's like people say adoption, but we looked into adoption, and it was like $35,000 to adopt a child.
Yeah,
who has $35,000?
It's not cheap.
In their 20s,
and you get abortion for free.
Oh, come to Illinois. We're the abortion capital of the Midwest. Yeah. Where do you think everybody's flocking to with J.B. Pritzker? We actually have no restrictions, I don't think, on abortion at any time during the pregnancy. I think we even allow after birth. We allow after birth abortions. And it's just, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I said when people talk about, adoption or abortion, like, well, what was the child's not viable, or there was a child that has a disability? Like, well, yeah, okay. And I've had people say,
those are the people that need it the most.
I go, what if they do? And I said that to someone. This was somebody, 15 years ago, and they had met Judy before, and I go, so if the child's going to be born with a disability, you're okay with killing it? Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're okay with my wife being dead then?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I go, well, what? Yeah. She has a disability. I would have killed her. I mean, that's.
But those are the people you gotta pray for. The truly ignorant. Well, I use that word ignorant, but
that was even before my faith.
Well, it's not even necessarily that people think that with people with disabilities. It's just, I think what it is what they're not saying is they don't know how they take care of someone with a disability, so therefore they would choose that versus they think people with disabilities should be.
See, because that puts no emphasis. Thinking that way puts no emphasis on the value of human life. Mm-hmm. People who think that they don't see that being born isn't a human thing. We're born because of the will of God. He's the one that really that creates us. Mm-hmm. So. And I don't think people appreciate that. No. And I'm a Republican through and through. I voted for Trump, everybody. So if you hate me,
Well, there's issues here. We're gonna have to hit down right.
No, we're not.
No, we're not gonna touch that.
No, we're good. I'm not a pro-Trump. I'm not a pro-Biden. I'm kind of against both.
Yeah.
But I lean a little more to the red. I guess they would say the red side or the Trump side.
Become one of us, Jason.
We were right around we were on the left side of the line for years, just barely. And then the left went real far left.
It's not the left we grew up with. It's not
the left we grew up with.
It's not the left in the 90s. We have gone to a radical. There's nothing but radical thinking on either side. And this whole, I hate to get political, but what I will say, like Joe Biden will say, I passed the infrastructure act to rebuild the roads and the highways and transportation. Almost all of the money in that bill is not made for infrastructure. It's implementing Green New Deal initiatives that they don't tell you about. Yeah. So it's just nobody in Washington is really 100% good. Yeah. They all kind of have nobody's 100% good, but
there was one that was.
Okay.
That was Jesus.
Well, yeah, that yeah. Sorry, God.
Well, and one of the things in that reference that kind of got me to the more into the faith side was, I don't know address, as my friend calls it, addresses for scripture, but where it says, what was it? When he draws a line in the sand and says, he who hasn't sinned cast the first stone.
Yes, the first stone.
But the person that could cast that first stone.
Yeah, he was the only one. But even he was obedient to his father. Mm-hmm. He never though he was God, he never deemed equality with God.
Yeah.
He was God in human form,
Mhm.
but he never forgot, that the Father was up there minding the store.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the one that could actually cast the first stone didn't. And
Yeah,
that's a lot.
True.
So, well, he could have, and he didn't. So there's forgiveness there.
There's yeah.
And I'm like, ooh, that's powerful. And that kind of got me that direction. Now, how I got started in Christian music is another whole story.
Okay.
We'll run out of time.
Okay, that's fine. I don't want to take your guys' time.
No.
No. I can't keep it short. But I'll try to keep it short because that's kind of an important.
Okay.
Atheist from when you know to here. So, it's my show. Our show. We can do that, right? So, basically, in 2011, what? I should know this. Yes, January of 2011. So she was still in Mary Kay at the time for a little bit.
Okay.
And she had one of her Mary Kay sisters in January of 11 got a challenge from her church to read the Bible in 90 days. So she challenged me to read the Bible in 90 days. I laughed at her. I go, first, I don't read. I can, I just don't. Let alone the Bible.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. But she had been listening to K-Love a little bit here and there. And so I knew they had a 30-day challenge. So
Yeah.
I listen to Christian music. So I'm like, so I asked her, can I do this Christian music for 90 days? She's like, sure, why not? That was January 2011. It's now February 2023, 12 years later. I think I'm still holding on that challenge.
You did.
It took over 3.5 years to get saved.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It took 3.5 years to get saved, but that's how I got on the path.
Yeah.
In March of 2011, we went to Winter Jam. I don't know if you've heard of it. That's a Christian concert.
I haven't heard of it, but I know what it is now that you said that.
Yeah. It's like 10 bands that are all called Christian bands. And there's a band called Red that does heavy metal.
Okay.
And they have pyrotechnics going. I looked at her and I go, if this is Christian, I can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
We sat directly to the right or left. I don't remember which side of the arena we were on.
Okay.
Right near the pyrotechnics.
Oh, wow.
The flame came up and I'm like, whoo, this is hot.
It's like hell. You don't want to go into that.
You got your money's worth, though.
But I was like, hearing that music, and it was metal that got me, metal and hip hop. And then I heard there's a KJ52. Shout out to KJ.
Well, you even listen to some of the classic country artists like Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, all their best. Well, not their best stuff, but so much of they've done gospel. Mm-hmm. Elvis had a huge gospel.
Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Oh, I love Johnny Cash.
All those guys.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So like I said, I listened to KJ52 at that event, and he does hip hop, and I was like, he was okay there at the show. I mean, I think it was, and I looked him up on YouTube, and he did a song with Lecrae, who's one of the larger now artists.
Okay, I'm totally out of the loop with.
I'll send you.
I don't know this stuff.
Well, they had a song that was called "They Like Me." KJ52 is a white rapper.
Okay.
Lecrae is a black rapper. They had a song that they called "They Like Me," and then referring to KJ tries to do music to folks, and the black culture doesn't like him. White folks don't like him because he's And then Lecrae does it. He's singing to white folk, and but they like me. They're like me, and they do that whole. They're all covered by the blood of the Lamb.
Yeah,
I'm like, this song is powerful. This is Christian hip hop.
Well, the big, the revival going on right now down in Kentucky, I think it is. That college just thing where those people are just 24 hours a day just cranking out the worship. That's pretty unusual for America today.
It's been a couple of weeks now. I think they've been doing that.
Yeah,
and there's people in the Christian community going, "Is it real? Is it really a revival? I don't care. Are people being saved? Yeah. Okay. I mean, he'll use someone's drug overdose to get them to come to Christ. He'll use anything by any means necessary. Who cares if it's people are being saved?
He took basically, I don't know if you know this story part of it, and I'll keep it quick. So when I was in Galesburg, and I just remember I didn't know you could hear God's voice. I didn't know that it's not an audible voice, but I didn't know you could hear it in your spirit, kind of thing. And I just remember answering a question in my head, going, "I am not staying here for nothing. It's not wheelchair accessible."
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And
How'd
so
that
then I went home and I remember going down my ramp, going, "I can't move. I have a house to pay for." Well, guess what? My house got
Yeah, your place looks really nice.
yeah.
From what I can see.
The house got foreclosed on in 2011, our first house.
Yeah.
Then and then I was like, well, I gotta do one more job and I'll do what you want me to do. On the way to the job, I heard a Joyce Meyer sermon. I didn't know it was Joyce Meyer at the time.
See, the thing is,
And
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
okay.
No, go ahead. Finish your story.
No.
No.
Anyway, I thought that was weird. He's like, he'll get you to do what you want to do when he wants you to do it and how he wants you to do it, but you can do it his way or you can do it or you can do it the hard way, kind of thing. And I was like, and I couldn't get a station before and I couldn't get a station after that. And I thought that was kind of weird. And the next day they canceled my contract and I thought, I don't know how I'm getting home. I used 3/4 of my income of the money I took.
Just threatened to destroy their water fountains.
Yeah. And so
we rounded back to the water fountain. Thank you, Mike.
So basically the gist was eventually he took my van, and I remember the day they took the van, he says to me, I said, "I got nothing left, Lord, now what?" And he's like, but mind you, I wound up going to Humboldt, Texas, spelled Humble, which is where I got saved, and I met Jesus.
I got saved.
And then we wound up going back to Galesburg, which is where he wanted in 14, which is where he wanted me to stay in 2011.
Yeah.
So I always call Galesburg as my Nineveh.
Yeah, that's where I thought you guys were this whole time.
No. So we were in the cities, and then we went to Texas for a little bit. We went to Chicago for a little bit. We met up in Texas, back in Texas.
Yeah. Chicago, stay away.
Yeah.
It's not a nice place to be.
Yeah.
No, not anymore.
Yeah.
North Carolina, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How's the weather? The weather must be great.
Yeah, we hit
84 last week.
82 on Thursday.
Oh,
82.
Well, we're going through a warm spell right now. We haven't had a lot of snow at all this year, except for Christmas when it was 30 below with the wind chill. But it was only like a 4-day span. Other than that, the winter's been great.
We had one cold day where they said, because in North Carolina it doesn't get that cold, so if it drops, it was 11, and they said you needed to keep apartment complex said we need to keep our water, our faucets dripping because they have to insulate the pipes because it never gets cold enough.
Okay.
So
it's different thought of. I'm like, it's not that cold. I'm like,
no.
But they built differently out here.
I would die for 82.
Yeah.
We were loving. I tell you what, we were loving the winter this year. Woo!
Oh, well, some of my siblings had moved down to Arizona, and I was in Arizona last. When was it? October, I think. There's no heat like Arizona heat. It is just the worst. It's like 107 every day, and they say, "Oh, it's a dry heat without humidity." It doesn't matter. It's
hot.
You're roasting. You have a tan in like 5 minutes.
You have a very pale skin that catches fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in Vegas at one point. They're like, it's a dry heat, and it's true though. I didn't notice it was hot until it was about 93.
Yeah.
In Chicago, when it's 85 and hot,
Yeah.
But I'm like, it is dry heat. It's 93. But it was also 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's like 4 a.m. It's 100 degrees.
Yeah, I was in Mexico for a job assignment once, and my temp said 102. I said, I don't care, dry heat or not. Yeah, this is just hot.
Yeah, this
is just hot.
Yeah, I mean, Arizona is beautiful, though. My niece goes to University of Arizona. Wow. That is an amazing campus if you ever get a chance to go to University of Arizona.
Arizona. And we got. Well, no, we got to try it at one point. No,
Well,
flies.
it's hot. Just to warn you. So
Hot.
it's
Go there in
real.
the winter. Go there in the winter is what you're saying.
It's pretty much like that all year round. And I have another brother who lives in San Diego. They get really nice weather. They get like 70s year round.
You also get earthquakes.
Well, yeah. So,
The earth moves under your feet. I don't like that.
no.
It's a song, but I still don't like it.
Well, actually, Illinois and St. Louis have the most active phone line in the world, and nobody realizes that. I forget the name, but it's the most active phone line in the world. You can go online and research this. They're small quakes every day. I mean, you can't measure them, but they're going on. I forget the name of the phone line, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
It's no fault of yours tonight.
I know.
Oh, these are the jokes.
There we go. I got it.
Yeah, it wasn't a good joke, but it was.
I got it.
So, well, our dog. Yeah. Hi.
Our dog, yeah, I made the mistake. She was being good. I bumped her. And then I said sorry and decided to reach down and give her a pet. And now she's just like, oh, you're done. I can come up and you're going to pet me.
I
all the
apologize.
time now."
Go lay down. Now she's gonna back up all mad.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay.
Dad spoke.
I said, I muted us and said, go lay down. And she just looked, it's like,
Yeah.
hi.
But
It's nothing.
do you have any last one question for Mike before we go and call it a night? Not
Ask anything.
no.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Well, it was amazing to see you guys again. We should do this again. Just yuck it up.
Absolutely. Do you have any last questions for us?
I mean, I'm happy, Jason. I'm happy for both of you that you found Jesus, found God, whatever you want to call it, found faith. So you're on the road to salvation, as we all are, hopefully.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's stick with God is all I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Stick with God. You can't go wrong.
Nope.
Yep, absolutely.
You can't go.
So, just one last thing. I'm going to just let you know we're going to end the broadcast when I do
Okay.
at that point. Just stay on there still.
Okay.
You don't have to hit it. You don't have to sign out. But I'm going to do our spiel for our closing spiel, not the one I do for my work.
Oh, one last thing.
Yes, sir.
Will this be able to be seen on YouTube like tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Automatically saves it. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay. That's all.
That's not like YouTube. It's on Facebook. It'll be on Facebook too. So
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just gonna kind of do our closing thing. So
Okay. Go ahead.
But once again, this is conversations with the Katzes, with Judy and Captain Jay, with our co-host or interviewer, Mike. 23 years, 25 years, however long.
Wow.
Another episode 3, another one completed. Once again, we are a 501c3, so we are listener supported. This is the part I don't like doing. Always the ask. If you feel led, anyone listening feels led to make a donation, so we can do more of these shows. Constant outreach events.
I'll definitely throw you guys some financial support.
We have our. You go to our website. It's Quake
What
Radio.
what is your website? Let me.
It's KW. I'll send it to you.
K-Wake. Okay, K-Wake. I got that part.
Radio.com.
K-What? KWakeradio.com. Okay, I got it.
There'll be a little donate button on there. You got anyone can click on that.
Will this be on that site? Is it available to the public?
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Because I have some people there interested in seeing me. This gorgeous face.
It's, so we will have that.
Okay.
So everyone's interested, that's available there. So we.
And it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
Listen and Judy are good people.
And
If you don't believe it, I'm coming to ask you. I'm coming to your water fountain. I'm going to break the water.
and all the money goes to ministry. None of it goes to us.
That's great. That's great.
Our events get equipment if needed, that kind of thing. So it's all ministry focused.
Yeah, and anytime you guys want or need my help, just find me on Facebook.
Absolutely. Or go to Aurora and we'll find you. No,
Nah, it's not worth the drive.
we're too far right now.
No, yeah, it's not.
But
Well, it was great to see you guys again. It feels like old times.
Yep. And once again, this is Quake RYC Praise News, where music is therapy. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, all those great social media places.
I know we're in North Carolina, but go Cubs, if I can say that. I don't know if you know what a Cubs fan I am, but I'm a serious Cubs fan.
I knew that. You got a Cubs jacket, too.
I still have it.
Still have it.
I was at Game 5 of the World Series, our last home game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So if there's nothing else, I'll go ahead and hit the end broadcast.
See you guys. It's been great.
Y'all take care.
Until we meet again.
Yes.
Okay, bye guys.